Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here. Today I want to give you a quick little favorites video. I want to share 5 indie palettes that I really love, I really recommend. If you're on the hunt to add something new and inspiring to your collection, then I have a recommendation for 5 different indie brands here. The palette that I've really been loving from each one of these brands. Whether you're just getting into indie brand makeup and you're looking to make your first purchase, or you're somebody who's really into makeup, really into eyeshadow, and you're just here for a good time for some favorites. I have 5 palettes here that I just really enjoy and I highly recommend. We have a variety of different indie brands represented and a bunch of different price points, a bunch of different color schemes. Although as I was pulling these out and pulling out my favorites, I was like, wow, there's an unexpected amount of green eyeshadow in the palettes that I pulled, but I do have a little bit of something for everybody. Let's start with this Collidos palette. This is the one of the palettes that I'm talking about today that has been in my collection for the longest period of time. This is the Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette. This palette packaging is just so beautiful. These Futurism palettes are what made me fall in love with Collidos, and all of the different Futurism palettes, they're numbered. They aren't all available anymore, but this Astro Pink palette is, and it is my favorite of the Futurism palettes. Close second would be the Sci-Fi Green, but I just really love this one, and I think just about anybody could use and appreciate this particular color scheme. Here's a close-up look at the Astro Pink palette packaging. I think this is so beautiful. Collidos really does an absolutely stellar job of unique, interesting packaging that still fits well with the products that you'll find inside. And I feel like my nails really match the detailing on here too. That's not relevant to the palette, it just made me happy. So I thought it might make you happy too. This palette only has 6 shades. It's definitely the smallest one that we're looking at in this video today. It does have a little mirror on one of the fold-out flaps. We have a variety of finishes here. Mattes, shimmers, a duochrome, a super glittery sequin finish, black shade. I love the variety. I feel like for a small palette, there are so many different looks and vibes that I get out of this palette. And it also pairs really well with a few of the others I'm going to show later on in the video. And I think this would be a great starter palette if you wanted to dip your toe into something a little bit different, a little bit more indie. This is a good one to start with. Next we have the Clarity Cosmetics Evil Mermaid palette. I do have reviews for pretty much all of these palettes that I'm going to be talking about today, or I've at least used them and talked about them in a video. So I will link all of my different video reviews and swatches and all that for these palettes down in the description box. This is the latest release from Clarity Cosmetics and I have just really been enjoying this. I love the smaller eyeshadow pan format, and the shadow textures in here are just out of this world. They're so good. Another really graphic, fun packaging that I love with these scaly looking skulls. They fit the theme and they're just really cute in my opinion. I know it's not for everybody, but I really like the packaging on here. The shades in this palette are so intense. There is no little pop of neutral here really. This one pairs great with the neutrals from the Astro Pink palette that I just showed you. If you really want to turn up the volume with some more blue, green, purple type of shades, then pairing that Collidos palette and this Clarity palette really gives a great, well-rounded selection of shades. When you see the swatches of this, it is no joke. These are super pigmented. They blend well, they have a great intensity on the eye, and I really like using this palette in conjunction with something not quite as bright and bold, but this is one of the palettes that makes me love wearing blue, and I don't really say that too often, so there's definitely something special about this one. Another 9-pan palette. This one has been in heavy rotation for me lately. This is the Druid palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is a new brand. This is their first release. I am just on pins and needles to see what they do next because I love this palette. I absolutely love this palette. I love every single shade in here. I'm living my fall dreams year round with this one. It's so good. It's so pretty. It was just my June favorites. And oh man, this is a really, really good one. Don't sleep on this Druid palette because I'm sure a lot of people haven't really heard of this brand yet since it's brand new, but it's good. It's really good. The theming here is really interesting. I do find that there's not quite enough contrast to really make the packaging stand out. But like I mentioned, this is the first palette from this brand, and so I expect to see just more and more better from them. And packaging aside, when it comes to these shades, they are truly stunning. The mix of neutrals and colorful shades, the mix of these gorgeous buttery mattes and these really, really intense shimmers, some of which are truly flashy, shifty duochrome shades. I'm showing you in a slightly lower light here. I'm going to turn the light down on my ring light a little bit just so that you can really appreciate how bright the shifts on these metallic shades are. I absolutely love this mix. You could definitely do something super neutral. You can do something super colorful. I tend to go a little bit in between. There is no end to the looks that I come up with this palette, and I just love it. Again, I like mixing it with some of the others we'll see later on in this video as well. Speaking of green heavy palettes that I really love, this is from Odins Eye, and this is in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. It's the Hella palette. Can only be described as delicious. I want to take a bite out of this color story. I absolutely love the Odins Eye formula. Love it, love it. I love Angie. I love this color story. This whole palette just really works for me. The more I use it, the more different color combos I come up with, especially this shade right here called Wolf. I just cannot stop using it. I think I'm addicted to this eyeshadow color. Since this is a collaboration, I feel like this is something I need to recommend sooner rather than later because their collaborations don't really last forever. Get this one while you can. I don't like FOMO. I don't like to create a buying frenzy. I'm a big fan of think before you purchase. That's why I do comparisons. But this one though, if you were going to just go for it with a limited edition item, I know I have gushed over this palette many times, not only on my YouTube channel, but I also still talk about it all the time on my Instagram page as well. I just love everything about this. The packaging's beautiful. The shade selection is so much fun, so different from anything else I have. I really like this overwhelmingly golden green type of feeling with a little pop of very, very bright pink, these deep smoky shades. It feels very authentic to Angie, the collaborator. It's definitely bringing something new for my personal collection, which I don't say very often because your girl's got a lot of palettes, and this just feels really special, really spectacular. And when you see the shades swatched, it's so pretty. I love these grungy neutrals, these really golden greens mixed together with these just kind of offbeat neutral shades. This one's really fun to use. The Odins Eye formulas are phenomenal, and I just have fun and feel inspired every single time I pull this palette out. And my fifth recommendation is very new to me. I've only been using this for about 2 weeks. It's the Provence palette from Nomad. I did get this early. They sent out their PR pretty early so that we could test it, do looks, do swatches, things like that. So I know this just came out. I have had it for about 2 weeks before it came out. It's the best Nomad palette I've ever tried. I really enjoy everything about this. I do have a whole swatch and review video with this. It's really pretty. I really like it. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. This whole like coral pink purple combo look I really like. I also just love this mustardy yellow color. This I would say is my most highly recommended Nomad palette. I haven't tried every single one of their palettes, but I'd say probably 6 or 7 at this point, and this is definitely above all of them that I've tried before. More stunning indie palette packaging. I'm telling you, these indie brands rarely miss with their palette packaging. The Nomad palettes are so beautiful inside and out. The details are always on point. And I know this might seem a little bit odd, but hear me out. This palette paired with the Hella palette that I just showed you is such a stunning rainbow palette effect. There's no blues amongst these two palettes, but these offbeat neutrals here found in the slate grays mixed together with the more golden kind of swampy neutrals, and then both have pinks. This one brings a little bit more true yellow. I love these two palettes paired together, and they're also both absolutely beautiful on their own. I just reviewed this one not too long ago, and I can't get enough of these color combos and creating new combos with my existing palette. I do want to sneak in a sneaky little 6th one. I know I said 5, but I couldn't include this palette because it's currently sold out, but I feel like I should tell you about how good it is now so that when it comes back in stock, you know to like keep an eye out on it and pick it up. This is from Unearthly Cosmetics. I know it says Alien Cosmetics. The brand changed their name. This is their Fall Magic palette. I love this palette. I love it. I love it. I love the color story. I love all of the shadows. I love the shades. Every time I do my eyeshadow with this palette, I am just staring at my own eye look because it's so pretty. These colors are super easy to work with, and I just think this palette is so good. I was trying to only pick things that you could actually like take my recommendation and go and click and purchase if you were like, hey, that's a great recommendation, I'm gonna go buy it. But this one, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you how great it was, because you need to keep an eye out for when this one restocks because it's so good and I really love it. Guess what? I love this packaging too. Now, I know I have paired up some of the other palettes, and I'm not going to leave you hanging with this one. This Fall Magic palette pairs so well with the Druid palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This one has some more of those warm, spicy, neutral shades, and, you know, a little pop of green as well. I love mixing in purples with neutrals and greens. So these two palettes together are absolutely beautiful. And if you like one, I feel that you will like the other one as well. But let me tell you, this little pop of this ocean blue shade, I love this palette. I really like this mix of colors. You know I'm a sucker for some warm neutrals, a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple. I'm sold. Again, the packaging's great, the curation's great, the formulas are great. It plays well with other palettes. I can't say enough good things about this Fall Magic palette. So those are 5 indie eyeshadows that I've just been loving and really wanting to recommend. I hope that you enjoyed this video or found it useful. I would love to hear about what your favorite indie brand eyeshadows are. The indies have just been killing it lately. We're seeing a lot of these big makeup giants, hugely popular makeup companies have been filing for bankruptcy, going under. Becca went down, BH Cosmetics, we just saw Revlon go under, and I really think that, you know, I've been saying this for many years, and I know a lot of people have been, it's the rise of the indies right now, and I really think that it's the way to go. If you want high quality, interesting, beautifully packaged eyeshadows, definitely as far as eyeshadows go, indie brands are the way to go. I do still think that a lot of the giants in the industry are doing it better with face products like foundation, concealer, that kind of stuff. But as far as color cosmetics, especially eyeshadow, I do think indies are just a head and shoulders above a lot of these big companies. And I don't think that's gonna be going away anytime soon. Anyway, that was my little soapbox. I would love to hear what you think about all these things too. Make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hello. Hi. Oh, why do I keep doing that?
What?
Hello, child.
Are you filming?
Yeah, I know. Are you going down with him, or are you gonna hang out with me? I know, I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. And I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna take several deep breaths because sometimes talking about eyeshadow it gets me a little worked up, you know. I got interrupted 600 times trying to film this video. It's not easy being cheesy. No, it's not easy just being the only parent here home during the summertime, trying to work, trying to meet everybody's needs, trying to create some decent content. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta feed the kids, you gotta secure the bag. It's the plight of the modern woman. I mean, I'm happy to do it, frankly. Alright, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. I think I'm gonna make a little pasta, a little salad. I don't know. That sounds good to me. Maybe a little spicy meatball action. I don't know. Who's gonna stop me? Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that you have an awesome day, and if you're not having an awesome day, then that's okay, that's normal. I don't always have awesome days either, but I hope that tomorrow will be better for you, and just know that you are special, smart, cool, and adorable, and I love your face, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye!